it's live, pal.
Sorry.
We will ban you from the Summerfest.
Right here in the Silverdome.
Jeff Harvey.
And I have half the brain that you
do. Welcome to Wrestle Hunks Weekly. I'm Brady Price, and as always, I'm joined by the Brock Lesnar to my Paul Heyman, Nathan Marlowe.
My older brother. How are we?
Pretty good. It's been a lot of wrestling this week. So.
Well, I've watched a lot too. So
I know it's we probably should be because that's what we like, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot this week.
A lot to take in.
Yes, there is, and we're going to go all the way back to what day was that? Sunday for us. Saturday over in the US. It was Fight for the Fallen, AEW's third show. So, this was a little bit of an interesting one. With all the proceeds and whatnot going towards charity, which is a pretty good cause. First thing I wanted to ask was the setup. What did you think of the arena that they were in? It was like an amphitheater. What did you think of the setup for the show?
It was very different. It was unique, and it was a nice feel to the show. Obviously, people were looking at this like a pay-per-view show. It's more so like just a house show, televised. I think it looked amazing how having the seats like that. It looked cool. And did you hear what the inspiration for it was? It was the South Park thing.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I'm loving Tony Khan. The more and more I hear about him, is that his inspiration was South Park, which was
it's pretty cool. Yeah, I was a big fan of it. What says you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It just makes it feel different, because their whole stage and ramp thing wasn't different, but it just made it feel different, and it felt like a different show. So. That's kind of nice, because opposed to WWE, they're just in arenas all the time, so, and the stage doesn't change, which it hasn't changed for AEW, I don't think, for the most part. But it felt different, which was nice, which is always a good feeling, I think, for different shows. The first match on the buy-in or the pre-show was Sonny Kiss, his first singles match. He defeated the Librarian Peter Avalon. Did you have any thoughts on this one, Nat?
Didn't even really get any story out of it from the Librarians, to be honest. Yeah. Just a bit of a nothing. It was probably more of just a showcase Sonny Kiss and his athleticism, if anything.
He's very athletic and doing some pretty innovative stuff, which was nice to see. I think we both had Sonny Kiss for the predictions this one, from memory.
Well, I have mine here, and yes, I did. Only one I didn't get right was the main event,
which is pretty impressive. So that match was solid, wasn't it? I don't know. What did you think of the match? Was fine, wasn't
it? I mean, it's a pre-show match, so yeah, it was okay.
The next match, I think it was. Yeah, this was the final match in the pre-show. Was Bea Priestley in her first match for AEW, and Shoko Nakajima, who I think might have been her first match as well. They defeated Britt Baker and Rio. In a tag team match, which was, a little sloppy at times, I thought. But what did you think of the match?
I'm not going to beat around the bush. I hated it. There was a clear language barrier between these four, and there was no chemistry. Clearly, it didn't seem like they even had time to work out this match. Bea Priestley looked like a fucking beast here. I have never seen a match of hers, and I was thoroughly impressed by her. Britt Baker was a bit of the kind of the workhorse of the match, I thought. Rio did a really good job. Nakajima looked shit. Like, she dragged the match down so bad. She ran really weird between the ropes. Don't know if you noticed that, but she was just all over the place, and the match didn't work. And then Britt Baker got concussed and accidentally went to the wrong corner. So I feel bad for that.
Yeah, that was unlucky. I feel like, there's not much to say there. It's just a bit unlucky for Britt Baker, but I agree with you. It wasn't my favourite match. I think Rio's might be one that sort of stands out in the women's division. I think a lot of people are sort of gravitating towards her. So
yeah, she has those cool spots. Just need to get over a language barrier. It seems like there's no communication there.
Yeah, which I don't know how many of these. I feel like Bea Priestley's worked in Japan, but I don't know about Britt and things like that. So
no, Britt hasn't done a whole lot.
That'd be interesting to see. The first match of the main show was a 6-man tag. which saw MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears defeating Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela. What do you think of this one? There's a bit of a story there between MJF and Shawn Spears throughout the match.
My favorite match on the whole show, if you can believe that. I just thought the dynamic between MJF and Shawn Spears was a pretty cool one. I wasn't sure how they were going to tag. They did it the right way. It was just like they were ignoring each other and trying to one up each other. And then you had Darby Allin, obviously, was overshadowed because of Shawn Spears, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela coming off losses, and then Sammy G just trying to get a win back somehow. So I liked how it all meshed, and going into it, I didn't love it, but coming out of it, I thought it did really well for everyone.
There's a lot of talent there, obviously, just looking at these guys, and I thought Shawn Spears winning by beating Darby Allin, and now he has that over Cody. He's beaten the guy that you couldn't. Like that's
yeah,
that was a good way to go with this one. It's just MJF doing the perfect 10 to Shawn Spears.
Amazing.
He's so good. It's unreal, really, that he's this good without being in like a major promotion or any developmental or anything like that. So I don't know. He just keeps impressing me. The next match was Brandy Rhodes with her insurance policy type deal, her heater, Awesome Kong. She defeated Ali, and then which was interesting, and then post match before Awesome Kong and Brandy could beat down on Ali, Aja Kong made an appearance and sort of scared off the two. So, what'd you make of the match and then the post match sort of stare down?
I'm gonna be trying to be nice. I just give it a thumbs down. Like, Brandy hasn't had a match, they said, since December, and doesn't look like she's improved in the ring at all. So I don't want to talk too much shit about her, but it didn't work for me at all. And I thought the Aja Kong thing at the end kind of saved it, I guess, for a little bit.
Does this sort of set up a tag match at the next show or further down?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, they could do a singles, but I don't know if, like, watching Aja Kong at the last, I think she wrestled at Double or Nothing. That wasn't great. I didn't enjoy her work, but
yeah,
that's probably the right way to go. Even though I don't know how great that match will be, it seems like that's what they're going with.
Yep, they got the best women's division in the world, they said.
Apparently.
And apparently they're not called Impact.
Who's not called Impact?
AEW. They have the best women's roster.
Yeah, that's one for another time, I think. We got a match that we didn't predict because it happened after our podcast. It was a triple threat tag, and the winners would face Best Friends at All Out for a first round bye in the Tag Team Championship tournament. The Dark Order defeated Angelico and Jack Evans, and a boy and his dinosaur, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. What do you think of this one?
I liked it. I didn't think seeing this is my first time seeing the Dark Order in action, and they didn't impress me really. They were kind of, for some reason, I was expecting them to be bigger. I don't know if it's just the way they've been building them. They kind of reminded me of the fucking Highlanders. And Halico and Jack Evans did really well in this match. That they didn't really want to face off against Luchasaurus or the Dark Order. Thought that worked pretty well. Jungle Boy did some pretty cool moves, and Luchasaurus was probably got the latest pop of the night. Everyone loves him.
Yeah, another one that just sort of keeps impressing. And this is what's so great about AEW is that there's so many guys that we're seeing now that we probably wouldn't have got a chance to see for a long time, probably maybe ever. And Luchasaurus is tearing it down. So.
Exactly right.
Yeah, the only match I've seen the Dark Order have was against the Young Bucks at a Ring of Honor show, which, I mean, that was good, but maybe that's because it's the Young Bucks, I don't really know. So,
yeah.
But yeah, they continue to build to Dark Order versus Best Friends, which it's going to be interesting. We're just to see what the bracket looks like for this tag title tournament if there's a first round bye. So,
yeah,
that'll be.
We also got to see Private Party in the crowd.
Yes, and Jabin.
Who is that guy?
He's the guy that he had the match with Nakazawa, isn't it?
Yeah.
CEO.
Yeah, you're right. That was funny. I didn't even know who it was, but I thought it was hilarious.
The next match was Hangman Adam Page defeating Superbad Kip Sabian. Post-match, Chris Jericho attacked Page and left him bleeding. He was dressed as a creeper, which, we all thought it was definitely a creeper and not Chris Jericho when we
I like to commentary like the creeper's gone solo or something. He's going for a singles run or something.
Oh, God. So what do you think of the match and then the post-match beating?
As a match, I thought it was good. The story behind the match sucked. I didn't like it at all. You're trying to build Hangman as a legitimate contender, and I thought Kip Sabian got way too much offense in him. Kind of made him look shit. Yeah. But as a match, like if you're taking the story out of it, I thought it was a great match. And Kip Sabian really, really has impressed me in these two matches. And he kissed the angry NXT fan.
Yes, which was brilliant. I mean, he could have hit him, but he decided to kiss him, which was great. A lot of people, I think Will Ospreay tweeted, like, a lot of people saying that fan's extremely lucky because he got to kiss him. So there was, I sort of agree with it. It's a fine line between, like, you want Hangman to look strong going into his championship match, but you also want to build these other guys. I guess it would be hard for them to do, but like you said, good match. The post-match beating with Jericho, I don't think if anyone actually thought that wasn't Jericho, they come on. They got to be kidding themselves a little bit. That's Jericho's thing, attacking people while wearing a mask.
He's done it, 3 times now?
He's done it with the Sin Cara mask. He did it with...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did it with Bushi's mask. He did it with Penta. And,
so it's about 4 or 5, yeah.
Wait, did he attack Ray with a Ray mask as well?
Maybe?
I feel like
I don't know.
I don't know. Obsession with masks.
I mean, the best one is always going to be Sting pulling off the Sting mask and revealing to be Sting.
That's incredible. That's so funny. That still gets me every day. So we'll move on. I don't have it here, but Jericho cut a promo. Yeah. And then Hangman sort of attacked him from that. What did you think of the promo and Hangman sort of getting a bit of payback on Jericho?
Could have done without Hangman coming out. But probably could have sold the injuries a little bit more. Yeah. Just have Jericho talk absolute shit about the Hangman. Yeah. Jericho knows how to get under my skin. I'll tell you what. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't love Hangman coming out though and attacking Chris Jericho. It's
probably hard because they don't have a show from now till
exactly. So they got to rush everything. Got to put it on there. Yeah.
So that kind of sucks, but it makes sense why they did it.
Yeah.
The next match was the Lucha Brothers defeating SCU. Post match, we saw the Lucha Brothers challenge the Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out. What are your thoughts on the match and then the challenge?
The match was fine, and I wrote down here. I said this seemed like a match that I'd watch at World Series Wrestling. It was okay. I'm very confused by SCU. I surely can't be the only one because we're supposed to cheer them in the towns that they're telling us that it's the worst. And then they go, but out of all the worst ones, this is the best one. Yeah. And then they said, oh, we're wearing Jacksonville gear. And then the crowd booed. Did they? Oh. They booed. It was like a boo. Daniels, his little Freddie Mercury gimmick, that was pretty cool. As usual. The match was fine. It was leading up to just bigger and better things for the Lucha Bros challenging the Young Bucks.
Is the ladder match going to be for the Triple A?
Triple A tag, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. I was trying to figure out when they were challenging. I was like,
just a random ladder match for a weight belt.
But that match is going to be incredible.
That's going to be insane.
What a show it's going to be.
I will say, Scorpio Sky did perform very well in that match. Kazarian, he did all right.
It's just, I can't get enough of Ray Phoenix and Penta.
They're amazing.
The next match was Kenny Omega. He defeated Shima in a pretty competitive match. What did you think of this one?
I just wrote surprisingly fun. I mean, we knew the result, but yeah, surprisingly fun is the way I described it. I like the balcony dive, or the knee thing he did.
The Meteora off the top. He was
That's the name. I've seen heaps of those this weekend.
Yeah, I know, right? That was probably the spot of the night, just about.
Probably.
I was not expecting Shima to do that, but he was going all out for this one. So
yeah.
No pun intended. But yeah, you're right. Kenny Omega winning doesn't really shock anyone, I don't think, and he's got a match with Mox at All Out, so it makes sense to build him up towards that. And then the main event was the Young Bucks defeating Cody and Dustin, and then to close out the show, they had the Bucks sort of said some kind words to Cody and Dustin before it seemed like time constraints kicked in, and there was Kenny, Brandy, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Shard Khan, and one of the dudes that was sponsoring the event. They all came out and they presented a check for Victim Assistance Advisory Council for over $150,000, which is pretty cool way to end the show. What did you think of the match, first of all?
I said the match was good. The match was good. Dustin looked very good. I feel like he was struggling in the heat a little bit. Yeah. I thought the match was good, but I feel like I couldn't get into it as much because I don't buy the story. Yeah. I'm not stupid. Like, they don't hate each other. I don't know. It's just not there. Like, I couldn't put I wouldn't say real and fake, but the real and fake stuff. Like, I couldn't put that like on different sides, yeah. And I don't know. I just couldn't buy that. But the match was good, so luckily.
Yeah, it's hard to buy that the Young Bucks and Cody hate each other when we know that they're running a company together.
Together, I know. Yeah.
I thought it went 31 minutes. It says here.
Fuck, really?
And I can remember Justin Roberts saying like 30 minutes have gone, like as the match was going towards the finish. And then like you add in the fact that this crowd had been there for 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah, it was 4 hour, 21-minute show.
Yeah, and then the heat factor, like it was apparently really hot in Florida that day. So
shit.
With like it was sort of like outdoors somewhat. So like that, I feel like that played a lot of part in this. So I mean, kudos to them for wrestling for half an hour. That's impressive.
Yeah, especially Dustin in a full bodysuit.
Yeah, that would have been killing him. So yeah, I respect that.
Actually, sorry, we'll talk about heat because let's just do it now. Did you watch 205 Live?
No, I haven't yet. I want.
Damn it. Gable and Gallagher, they are fucking sweating their asses off inside. Like, probably some air conditioning in there. Yeah. And they're fucking like dripping badly. When you watch it, you'll see what I mean.
They might have. They might have been like, "Oh, SmackDown's over. We'll just turn everything off."
Yeah, but fuck it. Yeah, it's been a lot of heat going around.
Apparently, that match is really good. That's why I want to watch this week.
Oh, bro, it's good.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Their first one was great, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, this match, like I said, that probably played a factor into the heat, and then the going for half an hour. So, yeah, but they did a great job, and you can't really fault them. Like you said, Dustin was great, so really good. And what do you think of just to end the show with the check and all that?
It was really, really good. Some weird people to bring out, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. I don't know. I don't get it. Just thought you just bring out the Elite because that's like we all know those are the guys behind this. It's a really good thing. It was a good show, and I saw someone shit on Kenny Omega for doing the boing.
Yeah,
Did you see that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know why people would like.
I thought it was funny.
Like they're trying to make like you can't say goodbye, kiss a gun, and then goodnight and then say bang when you've just donated money to a fucking
with a big check behind you.
Yeah, it's like to a gun violence fucking thing. Like no, like, you can't do that. Like it's trying to send them home happy with Kenny's catchphrase, but also not be disrespectful to the cause you're raising money for. So I thought it was fine.
I thought Cody's words in the promo were just unnecessary.
What did he say? You can try and
counter program.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
Yeah,
that's what I say. Get used to it. Yeah, it's a charity show, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it's a fucking business. Yeah. And this is gonna happen for every show that AEW does. I'm kind of half expecting them to put something on All Out Weekend. Don't know what it would be. I'm expecting it.
Well, that's the same weekend that New Japan's in England and NXT UK is doing their takeover. So,
oh yeah, that's August 31st, isn't it?
It's gonna be a big weekend.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, takeover Cardiff.
Pretty sure the New Japan shows that weekend as well. I'm pretty sure from the UK. So
It's the same. Yeah, I know the New Japan show is the same day as All Out. So,
that's the one.
but I was listening to fucking Bully Ray, and he said, "Don't be surprised that the reason they've held off on saying what day AEW's weekly show is because they don't want WWE to counter program straight away."
Yeah, true. Well,
I think it's got to be Tuesday, just for the fact that Wednesday is NXT.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Like-
they might change NXT. You never know. I don't know.
That would be sort of the biggest blatant move of all time if they just move NXT to then.
I think. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if that NXT UK maybe.
yeah. I mean, if I'm AEW, like, so is what they're saying with the counter program, like the Evolve show being at the same time?
Yeah.
That's so WWE's put a show that's not even their company on at the same time. For me, if I'm AEW, I'm thinking like that's disrespectful. Like I'd be going out to try and prove them wrong. That you should be putting Monday Night Raw against us and like pay-per-views against us, not fucking a show that's not even, associated with you really.
And did you watch the Evolve show?
I've watched Adam Cole's match and Drew
Okay.
Match, so
Actually, those are two really good matches of the night.
yeah.
So, comparing those two to the Fight for the Fallen show, what did you think? Just those two matches stacking up.
Probably. I mean, they'd probably be the two. Probably better than most of the matches on the card, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you had a chance to prove why the counter program didn't work by having really good wrestling on your show, and I think AEW kind of fell a little bit short on that.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's sort of different because they didn't want to go like with their biggest matches possible. They're sort of waiting. Like Omega versus Shima isn't their best possible match that they could throw together, but yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed Riddle and Gulak. It was a lot of fun, and it's always good to see Adam Cole. So
Yeah. I'll talk about that after I have it in here because I've watched all of Evolve and I liked it.
So that was all the Fight for the Fallen. It was pretty solid, and I mean for the cause, the reason that was behind it, you can't really complain.
Yeah, good cause, and like got to look at the end of the day, it's more just like compared to like a WWE Network special.
Yeah.
So we're lucky that we got it, and if you're in America, you got it for free.
Yeah, you can't complain if you're in the States.
Yeah.
So Extreme Rules is the next thing we'll talk about, which happened this weekend as well. Feels like a lifetime ago already. And it started off with the pre-show, the Intercontinental Championship match that was not announced before we recorded. I don't think it got announced until the day of. So Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Finn Balor to win the Intercontinental Championship. What are your thoughts on this?
I like Nakamura winning the championship. I thought as soon as I saw this announced, I was like, yeah, Nakamura will win. It just made a lot of sense that he beat Balor so easily on SmackDown. And it was a very forceful win. It's a bit of a New Japan style kind of Nakamura NXT, a bit more aggression in his knees. He seemed to be going back a little bit into just like a baby face kind of thing. Yeah. Kind of held back a bit with his knees at the end though. I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed this match for a pre-show. I've seen people sort of have a go at WWE for putting this on the pre-show. But I saw Tyler Breeze tweeting about it. He said, like, shouldn't you be wanting like good matches on the pre-show? It should be like an incentive to watch the pay-per-view. And
exactly right.
I don't know. I have no problem with it. Like, if you're gonna watch,
that's always their thought. I guess that's what their thought with the Cruiserweight Championship as well.
Yeah, and you get more time on the pre-show as well. The crowd's not burnt out. Like, I don't know. There's some positives to it. So, and like you said, Nakamura winning that's a nice change of pace to see him win.
Best for business.
And I don't have this in the SmackDown and Raw recap, so Ali, he looks like he'll be the next challenger for the title.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him being the next challenger?
It's pretty cool. That's a really fresh feud. Like two guys, Nakamura hasn't been really utilized at all. It's been on and off television, so I think that's a really good pairing together. They're gonna have some killer matches if you give them time.
I think, yeah, like you look at the US title, it's AJ and Ricochet, who are like two pretty like smart mark fans.
They're bringing back the prestige of these titles.
Yeah, it's like they're putting in these guys that can work matches and give like awesome showings, which is I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me, which is really cool. I can't wait to see Nakamura versus Ali. That's gonna be fun. The next match was Drew Gulak defeating Tony Nese to retain the Cruiserweight title. What do you think of this one?
Just went through the motions kind of thing. Just felt like, Drew will win. Like, that's just how the Cruiserweight Championship's usually booked. Champion holds it for a couple of views, and I just didn't think. I think Tony Nese was going to knock him off and win it back. But that's not to say it wasn't a good match. It was a great match, and Drew Gulak had a very good weekend.
He did. Great match against Matt Riddle, and then another one against Tony Nese.
But this crowd was nuts for Drew Gulak. Obviously, it's his hometown, but
yeah, they obviously love him there. But I'm interested to see who's next for the title. I haven't watched, like I said, I haven't seen 205 Live, so there might be indications. Like,
well, am I spoiling it if I talk about 205 Live?
No, go for it. I haven't. I'll only want.
It seems like I think the story is going to be Drake Maverick gets fired from being a GM. They're gonna have Drake. They're gonna have Drake versus Mike Kanellis, I think.
Okay.
And then maybe Mike Kanellis gets over him, challenges Drew Gulak in a line, or even other way around, Drake Maverick. I mean, then there's Gable and Gallagher, obviously. So it'll be interesting where they go from there.
I mean, yeah, I love Jack Gallagher. Like when he was babyface first, when 205 Live got introduced,
with his umbrella.
Yeah, like so. I've always been a fan of his. His work is great. So it's good that he's getting to shine a little bit with these matches against Gable.
Yeah.
So the opening show for the main card was a little bit surprising, but it was the Graveyard Dogs, Undertaker and Roman Reigns defeating Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon in a no holds barred match. What did you think of the opener?
It worked. They did it. It worked really well. They putting on first really got everyone hyped for the show. The Graveyard Dog worked. I just expect Undertaker to get a hot tag at the end, but no, he did. Came in pretty early. He did all his good stuff, and the right people won. It was weird. It's a good start. It was like a really good start to the show.
This is how they should use the Undertaker. Like this is
100%. It was so good. I wouldn't even be mad if they tagged again at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, it absolutely worked. Shane McMahon, the best in the world, actually got pinned, which was surprising. I don't know, just Undertaker sitting up when Shane thought he had him beat, and then the shot of Drew McIntyre like popping up behind the Undertaker as he's doing like the throat cut hand signal was just brilliant work by WWE. When like Roman speared him out of nowhere, awesome stuff. I can't speak highly enough of this for some reason. This isn't a match I expected to love, but they kicked off the show really well. The Revival defeated the Usos to retain the Raw Tag Team titles. What were your thoughts on this one?
Well, I had a bit of a star rating going for this show. So this match, I would have given like a 4 stars. Like I loved it so much.
Well, that's good to hear.
I was just a big fan of this match. Obviously, we've heard so much about how much chemistry they have on the house show loops and stuff, and I think this match really was great for both teams.
I think I said a while ago that this is the match I wanted for tag team wrestling. I still think they can get even better than this. I think there's, like you said, there's 4 stars, so there's
still room for improvement.
I can't wait. I hope they do get a chance and they get the right crowd and the right match, and it all clicks because these two are two of the best tag teams in the world, and I'm happy the Revival won because they get to stay champs. Like the Usos don't need them necessarily. Like we already know that the Usos are great. So
yeah,
awesome start. Like 2 from 2 to start the main card. They did a great job. Aleister Black defeated Cesaro in a 1-on-1 match. His big return after Cesaro knocked on his door. What did you think of this one?
Once again, I in my star rating gave it pretty high stars. I just thought it was a good match. I loved it. Like it didn't disappoint at all. Get rid of that creaking in Aleister Black's entrance, please. The match was great, and the black mass at the end was killer. I did see some people thought it should have been more of a squash, but I think that's more of it shows how good Cesaro is as well. Yeah. That like he's been putting on these amazing performances. Like the fans aren't stupid about that, so it was going to be tight, but Aleister Black comes up easily.
Yeah, I would rather have Cesaro put in a fight. Like, I don't know. I don't want him to get squashed. He's too good.
I don't want to see, I don't know, fucking it be Andrade and it's like a 2-minute squash or something. I'd rather this.
Just the spot where I think Black went for the Meteora and Cesaro caught him with his knees on his shoulders.
Oh, yes, amazing.
Into the uppercut. Like, oh, dude. Cesaro is so good. Like, it's not even fair, like, how good he is in the ring.
He deserves the world.
And like you said, the Black Mass, that was really, because I wasn't expecting that. It was sort of like, look, he was just going for these like combo strikes, and I didn't think he'd finish with the Black Mass, but he did, and just awesome way to finish. And it like gives like the Black Masses a move that can hit out of anywhere, sort of like the RKO, which was that was a good finish. It was a really good match by those two. Bayley defeated Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. No heel turn or anything, no turning from Alexa or Nikki. What did you think of this?
This is the only match on the card I didn't enjoy. Just like, not to say I hated it, but I don't know. I think I'm not alone in thinking not Alexa Bliss. I wasn't alone in thinking Sasha Banks was coming back in this match. Yeah. I couldn't be alone. I'm not alone on that. I don't know. I actually just thought maybe either Sasha Banks came or the title changed hands, and neither happened. Yeah. I don't know. It didn't feel like anything bad happened between Nikki and Alexa like it should have. And I don't know. I guess Bayley moves on to the next disappointing feud.
Yeah, I mean,
that we get to see on SmackDown.
It doesn't seem like Alexa or Nikki are gonna have, like we've seen on Raw and SmackDown, the championship matches sort of get set, I think, for SummerSlam. So it's interesting to see what they do from here. Like, we all expect Nikki to sort of turn on, or one of them to turn on the other, and Nikki to be the babyface coming out of this. So I don't know how they play this out. Honestly, I thought something would happen here, but it was just
well, if you ask the Street Profits, they love Nikki Cross.
Dorks. Angelo Dawkins is got a thing for Nikki Cross, which is funny. Yeah, I agree with you. I was really thinking Sasha, but I thought that would set up, like, I don't know, Sasha returning and challenging for the title, or I don't know, anything. But I don't know, I guess we'll have to wait, I suppose. The next match was the last man standing match, which saw Braun Strowman defeat Bobby Lashley. This one was, I feel like you've probably got some pretty good thoughts on this one, Nat.
I'm giving this a Nathan 5 stars. That's a pretty high regard. It's sure I've given out none. That's the first one. I love this match so much. It did everything for me. It was what I wanted the last man standing match to be in my head. They brawled literally all over the arena. They did some cool spots. I always love the barricade spots. Just the ending, like I didn't expect it at all, and just like I messaged you, I was like, I just didn't want it to end. Like, it was just so good.
It was the visual of Braun breaking through that wall.
It's so cool, so corny, but so cool.
Yeah, exactly. But it's what you wanted. This is a lot of fun. Like
they remade Braun in one night.
Yeah, this is I know we probably said it last week or the week before when they went through that LED board, but we weren't invested in this feud at all, and now it's this awesome thing where Lashley sort of made Braun's back to being a big star. Like they've done a great job just over a couple of weeks to make this into something really, really enjoyable. So
yeah.
The next match was the triple threat for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The New Day, with a bit of a surprise win to us, they defeated Heavy Machinery, Daniel Bryan and Rowan, to win the SmackDown Tag titles. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I gave it a bit of a star on it. I loved it so much. It wasn't the result I thought was going to happen, but by the end of the match, everyone was crazy for the New Day. Yeah, it was just really good. And the crowd didn't seem to be too behind Heavy Machinery. It always seems like that's most crowds. They're not behind Heavy Machinery until like Codus does like something weird. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's like people don't know they're good. But I love this match and it was cool. And it's interesting to see where Daniel Bryan and Rowan go from here.
Yeah, that's something I don't think I have in the notes as well. So we can probably talk about it now. That there was like a WWE.com interview that Bryan did post match was like I sent to you, and I said this was amazing. He sort of spoke about. He sort of looked like he was going insane, which was, I don't know, really really different. His character work is incredible. So to see where Daniel Bryan goes from here, they teased a big announcement on SmackDown, but he didn't say anything. He said
that was weird.
He said he's going to aim higher, which I'm not too sure what that means, but I don't know. It should be interesting going forward.
I thought it was just going to say he's going to Raw.
Yeah, could be. I don't know, because I don't know what's higher. What's higher than what he's already done? He said he wanted to accomplish something he's never done before.
Fuck, I don't know. But what hasn't he done? He's held every title.
He's main event of Mania. Like, he's literally done.
He's going to challenge for the women's tag titles.
Maybe him and Rowan.
I saw someone actually. It was like something he's never done, and then it was like, Nikki, where are you at?
Yeah. The match though was really good. I agree with you. The New Day having all the gold, that's pretty cool. It's nice to see. So
they're dripping
in gold, white gold, according to Xavier Woods. Those titles. So.
Exactly.
The next match was AJ Styles defeating Ricochet to win the United States Championship. Anderson was distracting the referee, which caused Gallows to hang Ricochet up on the top rope, and then Styles with a Styles clash on the second rope, which was pretty nuts. What did you think of this one?
I gave it another Nathan 4 stars. I thought it was really good. I was in love with this match. Super Styles clash. They're calling the code breaker by Ricochet the recoil. So that's, we're not calling it Chris Jericho's move anymore. Because he's Ricochet like a bullet. So recoil, that's cool. This is good, and I like this feud. And the club on Raw also looked very strong too.
Yeah, that's very true. So I don't know. I had AJ winning this just because I didn't want them to make the club look weak early. And I don't know. I didn't want Ricochet to lose the title, but the match was great, like you said. So it'd be interesting to see where they go from here. Whether Ricochet gets some buddies. I had the idea that maybe you should team up with the Street Profits. To sort of.
Yeah, that'd be a cool way to introduce them.
Yeah, either that or I don't know. It depends if the Usos are busy with the revival or not. That might be like I don't know if there's any other babyface teams that would team up with Ricochet. Maybe they get just 2 singles. I'm not too sure. So good match, and then we'll just hope Ricochet gets it back because I love Ricochet.
Yeah.
Did you watch his Chronicle on the network?
No, I haven't got around to it yet.
Casey Cat and Zara, they're just the sweetest, those two. The next match we got wasn't announced either, so we don't have a prediction for this. But Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler within seconds with a stunner, and then post match, Kevin Owens told Shane to kiss his ass and go to hell. What did you think of? Well, I guess what did you think of the promo? Really, the match wasn't much to talk about.
I mean, it's cool. It didn't really need to happen. Why did the match need to happen? I don't think the match should happen. It should have been Kevin Owens just come out and did something.
That's true.
Just grab the mic again or something.
Yeah, it sort of did nothing for Dolph, didn't it? It just sort of.
Yeah, it's just.
Need to be there.
It's just like they want us to hate Dolph so much, but not even in a heel way. Just go away kind of way.
Yeah, we're just bored of him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the direction Kevin's going in, so that's a good sign. And he said ass and hell, so that's pretty cool. Kofi Kingston defeated Samoa Joe to retain the WWE Championship. What do you think of this?
It was physical. It went a lot longer than I thought, since everyone was complaining that saying that Kofi was so injured that he was going to have to drop the title. But it was an alright match, and I really did think Samoa Joe was going to work out with a belt. But that's cool. Kofi gets to continue on, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who takes the belt off him.
I wanted Joe to win until the New Day won the tag titles, and I was like, I kind of want him to hold on to it just for another pay-per-view, just so that all 3 of them are champions. So
yeah,
it was a fine match. Those Joe and Kofi are pretty good in the ring, so it's hard to complain.
Yeah.
And then the main event was the mixed tag Extreme Rules match. Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch defeated Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans to retain both the Raw Women's and Universal Championships. What did you think of this one?
Did you mean the semi-main?
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Spoiler. It was good. It was maybe not good, but it was a lot better than I anticipated. I just thought they utilized the weapons pretty well. It suited Lacey Evans a lot more. She didn't have to do as many wrestling moves. Her behind was looking good. Saying Seth, it was very Attitude Era-esque. It was quite nice. Baron was wearing a beautiful shirt on the pre-show. Did you see this? Oh, you didn't see it.
No.
I'm gonna have to search it up for you. He was wearing a really nice shirt.
I'm with you. Like, I thought the table spot, I wasn't sure what they were gonna do there, but Becky,
I have no idea.
And then Seth like leapfrogging that table to hit Corbin on with the frog splash. That was an awesome spot.
Should have just done the Phoenix splash.
I think the best thing was like the huge pop Corbin got when he hit Becky with End of Days. So that was
amazing.
I mean, and then Seth just going full like nuts like at Corbin, hitting him with the kendo stick. And
see, I would have liked if they didn't have Rollins hit Baron Corbin with the kendo stick or a chair through the whole match.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing that set him off.
Yeah, true.
And then he goes nuts.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But he did.
But I get it.
He looked pretty pissed. So that was good work. That whole finish there, I thought was brilliant. And then something happened that I know I wasn't expecting it at Extreme Rules, but Brock Lesnar's music hit, and he hit Seth with a couple of German suplexes, and then cashed in his Money in the Bank, won F5, and then he's the new Universal Champion. So, what are your thoughts on the finish to Extreme Rules?
Well, Paul Heyman said he was either lying or, and we got Paul Heyman. And, he said it was going to be a spoiler that Brock's cashing in, and he did just that. And I kind of popped for this. I was kind of happy that Brock cashed in. And I don't know what that says about Seth's underwhelming title reign, but there you go.
I mean, I think it's been unlucky that he's had one awesome match with AJ and then feuded with Corbin the rest of the way. Like, that's probably done his momentum somewhat. I think it made sense. Like, I saw someone say, why didn't Brock show up at SummerSlam and cash in then? And I thought, I'd rather him do it now and then, like, build to a SummerSlam match rather than...
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to not have Brock on SummerSlam, I don't think.
And then having the Battle Royal the next night, it's just the match that makes sense for SummerSlam.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, hopefully Seth wins it back and we don't have to have a part-time champion.
Exactly right.
I can deal with, like, how many weeks? Like, 3 weeks. I don't know if Brock will probably show up in the next 3 weeks at some point, so we might only miss the Universal title for a week or two. So,
yeah. So, how did you go with your predictions for both shows?
I thought I have him here. I thought you had Ali for Fight for the Fallen, but I might be wrong. Instead of
I had Ali.
Okay, so you got that and the main event wrong, right?
Wait, no. Did I choose Ali? I don't know.
And I had
how many matches was on Fight for the Fallen that we did?
We did 2, 4, 6, 7.
Okay, yeah, 5. Okay.
And I had Ali as well, which I got wrong, but I had the 6-man tag. I got that wrong. I had the babyface team. So I think we both got 5 in that one. Extreme Rules, I only got 2 wrong out of the ones we predicted. I had Lashley and I had Bryan and Rowan. And you had Bryan and Rowan, Ricochet, and Joe, I think.
Yeah, that is correct.
So I've made up 1, which is nice.
So, what are you on for total? I'm at 38.
Yeah, I'm at 36. So just slowly creeping back. Just got to make up some big SummerSlam weekend. We'll have TakeOver and SummerSlam. So
it's true.
Spoiler: I'm probably going to pick Adam Cole for whatever match he's in. Overall, what did you think of Extreme Rules?
Yeah, it was a really good show. Like, really surprisingly good show, and really happy they gave us that. I'm really grateful. Yeah. And it made me tune in to both of these next shows for the first time in years.
I'm a little scared at how long SummerSlam's going to go for.
Oh yeah, true.
Like this one went, what was that, like a 4-hour main card with a pre-show 5 hours. So the pre-show will probably be 2 hours at SummerSlam, and the main card might be probably 5. So that's going to be fun. This show was awesome, so they did a great job. So we'll get into the Raw and SmackDown recap before we get into your news. And the first bit of news, first bit of the recap I have here is Finn Balor. He lost his match against Shinsuke at pay-per-view, and then he had a match against Samoa Joe, which was random, but we soon found out why. He lost to Joe pretty quickly. After the match, he fought Joe off. So in the ring, he was posing, and then
not having a power outage.
Apparently, it was a power outage. And then he was attacked by the re-debuting Bray Wyatt as his Fiend character, as they keep saying. What did you think of this moment, Nat?
They did it really well. It was unexpected to be in this spot, and they pulled it off really well. I haven't really got much else to say. Like, just a bit early. It was only, 15 seconds. We got to see him on screen, so a bit early to say what I really think about it.
What did you think of, like, the torchlight sort of effect?
It was pretty cool. It was different.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I've
seen people hate it.
No, I've seen people skeptical about it, but I thought it was like the shot of him where it's just his mask and this torch is going back and forth.
Scary as fuck.
Yeah, it was something different rather than just being really dark and just like no light, or just like a bit of light on him. I don't know. I thought it was better. But
when in doubt, just go to YouTube to see what people are watching. It's always the 24/7 Championship has got the most views, and this has a ton of views. It has nearly 1 million views.
Yeah, it was definitely the moment of the night for Raw, and I don't know. I think we can probably say it now. There's been a report that Finn has requested time off after SummerSlam, so it sort of makes sense. Like, this is a good first feud for Bray. We were hoping it was Seth, but unfortunately Brock Lesnar's got other plans. So with Bray and Finn, I can sort of beat him and write Finn off and make Bray look great, and he can go on to hopefully bigger and better things. But what are your thoughts on the actual program, like the feud between Bray and Finn?
I hope it's like just a pure squash. I honestly hope it's a pure squash. Finn goes away for 2 months, comes back, and he's in the club, baby.
Yeah, that's what I've seen people. A lot of people hope that he comes back and joins the club at some point. That'd be a good way to bring him back, I think.
I think that's the go.
Cedric Alexander got a quick, not a quick win, but like a roll-up win on Drew McIntyre. What did you think of Cedric getting some shine?
It's cool, but fuck you, Drew McIntyre. Fuck. I haven't really got much thoughts on this. I didn't actually catch this match. I must have just looked away for 2 seconds. Didn't see it. What happened in it?
I mean, it was just sort of Drew being strong and whatnot, and Cedric sort of getting shots in. But it's tough because I love Cedric and it's cool that he's getting a chance. But I just want Drew to be this big heavyweight champion. But
I got some. I'll just say about the YouTube thing. Bray Wyatt's return. It's already up to 2.5 million views.
Jesus.
And the next video, 800,000 by Brock Lesnar, and then like we'll go something like Cedric versus Drew, 300,000. Yeah, doesn't like you can see where the interest is when they do something right. Yeah. And here we go. R-Truth invades Jay Maverick's hotel room, 2 million views.
Yeah, so that sort of makes sense to me that those two things are the most viewed stuff on YouTube. So the continuation between the feud between the club and Ricochet, there was a 2 out of 3 falls match, Usos and Ricochet against the Revival and Bobby Roode, and the club sort of made an appearance there, and then Ricochet made an appearance during the club's match against Lucha House Party. Did you have any thoughts on the overall feud that happened throughout the night between Ricochet and the club?
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, the feud was good. The matches sucked. It's just once again putting over there's 3 of them and 1 of Ricochet. Yeah, so Ricochet needs some friends.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I can't really think off the top of my head like who he would have help him out.
Guess it's gonna have to be the Usos.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Zack Ryder in his hometown of Long Island defeated Mike Kanellis in about 5 seconds with a Rough Rider, and then Maria Kanellis sort of just ran down Mike and saying that she could have done a better job in the match. What are your thoughts on this feud, where it's going?
Oh, she also said the unborn baby could have done a better job in that match.
That's right, true.
So it's interesting. I'm not gonna shit on it because Mike Kanellis is getting a lot of TV time, and I've seen reported that this is attributed. Paul Heyman loves Maria Kanellis' work, so it's good for Mike. He gets some time. Zack Ryder in his hometown actually gets a win. That's it doesn't always happen. It's weird because then you go to 205 Live and the story's kind of there, but it's toned down a little bit. Yeah. Like Mike Kanellis is more serious. Like he's not almost crying on camera in front of Maria.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that they're trialing stuff out on 205 and just seeing what works. But I'm with you. I just like the fact that Mike's getting on TV and as well as like, I don't know, it's a way that he can lose matches, but it continues the story. Like a lot of times, like we'll talk about Drew losing a match, like that's going to hurt him because he doesn't have a storyline going with it. But him losing is the storyline, so it's sort of okay. But yeah, I guess we just have to see where it plays out from here. It was a fatal 4-way elimination match for the right to see who would face Becky at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. Natalya ended up defeating Naomi, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss. The crowd were a little hostile during this one, and which led to some tweets from Alexa Bliss and Naomi, who were sort of shaming the crowd. What did you think of the match and the crowd?
I think I'm in two minds about this. I do think it's a little bit disrespectful, but at the same time, put on a better match. You had all this time, and that's what you came up with. Like, I think they did a poor job with what they produced in the match. Didn't like the crowd chanting random things. I mean, could have just been silent. Yeah, maybe they probably would have said the message a little bit like the same way. I don't agree with Bliss and Naomi shaming the crowd on Twitter. Like, it's your job to get the crowd invested. Yeah. It's not our job to be invested in every single match. You're telling the story, not us.
I mean, I was a little pissed at the crowd, to be honest. I didn't think the match was that bad.
Okay.
It wasn't great. I understand that. I'm with you. Like, they didn't have to just completely like start chanting random shit. Like, they were chanting "This is awful," which I don't think it was.
That wasn't awful. No,
I don't think that was warranted. But
I'd be fine with the boring chants. This is awful.
Like they were, I don't know. It's a fine line because they're going out there and busting their ass, and this is the chance. Like women finally getting like this. I don't know how long this match went for, but it was a couple
25 minutes.
Yeah, like they got a chant. Like I don't know. A couple of years ago, the fans were rioting because the women were getting 1 minute matches, and now they're getting a chance to shine. But everyone's like they're chanting "This is all." Like it just the theory of it didn't make a lot of sense to me from the crowd. But I mean, it's true. Like they have to put on a good match if you want the crowd to cheer. But I guess it was just the fact that they were chanting "This is awful" was instead of just doing nothing would have been the problem. I think. What did you think of like the post match little promo between Becky and Natalya?
So within the 1 minute after Natalya getting the tap out victory, I was like, oh great, great, we're gonna get such a shit SummerSlam match between Becky and Natalya, and Natalya gets on the mic and she fucking killed it. Yeah. She cut a really good promo. She said something about love and war and you're a bitch, something like that.
I don't know.
And then she used a similar line to Brock Lesnar used in UFC once, saying about she got to pull the horseshoe out of her ass.
Which, I'm with you. I wasn't expecting a good promo out of her. I wasn't expecting to, I don't know if I'm excited for the match yet. I think hopefully they continue to build and get this match to where it needs to go. But
the crowd's going to cheer Natalya like anything. It's in Toronto.
Exactly. So,
and I think the title could change.
It's definitely a possibility. I don't know. Becky's run hasn't been as great as we like, and that might be similar to Seth fighting Corbin every week. I mean, she's only wrestled Lacey pretty much. So,
What if we just go? Oh, Ronda comes back and helps Natalia win, and then we get Sasha. It just puts every situation Sasha comes back.
Could you imagine if Cedric beats Drew next week and then Sasha comes out?
To help, just to even odds.
Yeah, I'm with you. It seems like she always gets a bit of a run around SummerSlam. I think she won the title at SummerSlam a couple years ago. So
yeah, I think she did. Yeah,
that's her pay-per-view. So next, what have I got here? Dolph Ziggler and The Miz look to renew their feud. They sort of had a little couple of words at each other over on Miz TV. What do you think of this?
I'd rather not think about it. It was very, very, very short. It was like there was no need for the segment at all.
I mean, at least it was short. That's a good thing, right?
I guess kind of like Drake Maverick. Good segue.
No, I was just gonna quickly say I feel like Shane's gonna be on the card, but like, in what capacity would you want to see? Like, for me, I was just thinking the other day about like a big tag match to get these dudes on the show, so we don't have like random singles matches, and have like Miz team up with like Owens and Roman against like whatever Shane's team is, like Drew, Elias and Dolph and stuff like that, and
Undertaker as the valet.
Yes, exactly. Could you imagine like the babyface team wins and their prize is Shane never shows his face again?
That would be pretty darn good.
That's kind of what I want. Like, so I don't get random singles matches and everyone's in one match and it means Shane doesn't come back. That's what I want. But I don't know how it's going to pan out. It probably won't. We'll probably get Owens versus Shane and Dolph versus Miz and all these random singles matches that don't need time. But
yeah.
Back to your segue. The 24/7 championship changed hands once again. Drake Maverick was unable to consummate his marriage. R-Truth snuck in through the room service, and the dude that was serving the room service was actually a referee in disguise, which was brilliant. And Truth won back his title. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, Drake Maverick's ultra hard dick from Blue Chew was hurting him against the title. He just wanted Renee to hurry up and get into bed. It's this was great. It's just amazing. This is just such attitude era stuff. There's people, if you could believe it, people didn't like this. If you didn't like this, fuck off. Just fuck off. Just don't watch Raw or SmackDown ever again. Just watch AEW, something like that. Just fuck off. Honestly, this is the best thing about these shows. 24/7 Championship. So much effort's gone into this. Just the paying off of the guy. He paid him $200, and R-Truth paid him $1. And then he told him where he was. I thought that was just hilarious. And the referee I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Truth to come out under the cart, but I wasn't expecting the referee to beat the guy. I thought this segment just works so well. Everyone did well.
Yeah. You've said it pretty well there. It was just brilliant. I don't know. Truth going up to the dude and being like, "Is there a couple under the name Hornswoggle?" Funny. Somehow he found the room, even though he was under the name Mr. and Mrs. 24/7 Champion.
Because they wouldn't look for that.
Just brilliant stuff. I can't speak highly enough of this. So kudos to them. And then the main event of Raw was a cross-branded All-Star Top 10 Battle Royal. Which is
say that 10 times.
Quite the name for the main event. Seth Rollins ended up winning. He defeated he last eliminated Randy Orton, but there was also Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Cesaro, Big E, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Rey Mysterio, and Bobby Lashley in the match. What did you think of this?
Silly name for a battle royal. Just call it a battle royal. I thought, are these really your all stars? You have the only one there that did any good was Braun Strowman from the night before. Yeah. Cesaro lost. Big E, I guess he got a win, but he's a tag team star. Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin lost. Rey Mysterio, Bobby lost. Randy, and Roman got carried in a tag match. So it was like, it's not really the top 10. It would, you didn't really have even United States champion in this or anything. Yeah. I thought for a battle royal, though, the wrestling, this was a great battle royal. There was constant action going on the whole time. It wasn't just your Luke Gallows forearms in the corner. There was constant action going on, and I really appreciated that.
I don't know if I'll be alone on this or not, but I kind of wanted Strowman to win.
Yeah, the crowd loved Roman. Isn't this the same crowd that booed him at the Rumble? That Rumble that year? It wasn't in Philly?
I mean, they weren't in Philly for this; they were in Long Island.
Ah, shit! I thought, yeah, fuck it was. Well, fair enough. The crowd they liked Roman. I really did think we were gonna get Roman for some reason.
By the way, I'll just correct you. I said Braun Strowman, not Roman. But
I thought you said Roman.
I mean, either. I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I'm okay with. I thought like those are the only three it could be.
Yeah.
Once they both got eliminated, like I don't think Orton's going to win this.
I didn't think about Orton winning it until obviously it was like second last, and then I'm like, oh yeah, they did a thing where he died from elbows.
I mean, so it could have been believable that Orton was going to win. The commentary sort of pointed that out, but I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. I thought Braun's been looking like a star. Like you never know, it might be his time to put. Like, if there was a time to do it again, like you could have pulled the trigger there with Braun and had him beat Brock. I think.
Yeah.
But the rematch between Seth and Brock, I guess, makes sense. And I don't know. Early prediction: do you think Brock's reign of terror continues, or?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the company loves Seth as the champion. That's true. We've had what? This is his what? Is this his first Universal title run?
Yeah.
And he's had 2 WWE Championship runs as well.
Yep.
So, I mean, we've had a bit of a look. I prefer heel Seth as the champion rather than this babyface Seth. I don't think we've got a great incarnation of him. Yeah. But at this stage, I'm leaning towards Brock retaining. But, so do we. Things change.
Yeah, I always sort of just think in my head, like, it's probably just going to be Brock, because it always is. But, I don't know. Hopefully the title comes back to Raw. Instead of being on that farm in wherever the fuck Brock lives. So over to SmackDown. We're going pretty long with this one. A lot of stuff to talk about, but there was a town hall meeting to open the show. What did you make of this?
Terrible. Yeah. It was bloody terrible, and everyone just stood on the stage. No one did anything. It didn't make any sense in my head. The only people doing anything on the stage was the New Day, and Randy Orton looking menacingly into the camera.
I don't know who else it was, but I know Bayley was barking when the big dog Roman Reigns went up to the mic.
That's pretty cool.
That was funny.
But there was no charisma on the stage. Like, you're all all standing there. Try and get yourselves over. Like, Iconics didn't really do anything.
Yeah. I enjoyed that Liv Morgan and Buddy Murphy got a chance to speak. I was hoping Buddy sort of knocked it out of the park there, but I didn't. Really.
Buddy had a good. Nah, he tweeted out. He's like, I don't want Kevin Owens to fight my own battles. Yeah, which kind of makes sense because he's like, when you think about it, he gets paid to be backstage and do nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping this led to a push for Liv, but I don't actually have it on the thing. But she ended up losing a match to Charlotte, and then I think she said on commentary that when she comes back, she's going to be real. I think is what she said. So
she's going to be repackaged.
Yeah, which is good because I hope she can tear it up because I quite enjoy Liv Morgan. We got a rematch from Extreme Rules, Aleister Black versus Cesaro. What did you think of this?
It was. I mean, the sequel was not as good as the original, as they say, and definitely not with the time SmackDown has. But it was alright.
Yeah, you can't complain. Bayley and Ember Moon defeated Sonya and Mandy. Post-match, they sort of set the stage for Bayley versus Ember Moon for the SmackDown title. What'd you make of all that?
I didn't like it at all. Really? I don't like it. The way they set that up was so bad. Yeah. So bad. It's just an interview. He goes, "Yeah, Ember Moon, do you want to challenge me?" Nah, I don't want to. And it kind of made Sonya and Mandy look like shit. Yeah. If I'm honest. They're a full-time tag team.
That is very true. Very true.
And no, actually, I'll talk about it when we get to Kabuki.
Randy Orton pinned Kofi Kingston in a 6-man tag as he, Elias, and Samoa Joe defeated the New Day. Does this sort of set up Orton versus Kofi at SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think so. And I wouldn't be surprised if Orton's the one to knock off Kofi. There was I think I said it ages ago. Who Orton was gonna was it Orton was gonna beat Kofi or something?
You said
Or
Orton.
AJ?
Yeah, I think you said Orton's going to beat AJ.
That was
Brian.
one of their plans. He was gonna beat the top babyface eventually.
Yeah.
So
That's scary.
I'm not against it because I'm a Randy Orton fan. But if I'm looking at the WWE thing, I mean, a lot of people are going to be bored by it if Randy does win it. Everyone's just going to say same old shit.
I think just thinking even further ahead, if Orton wins it, baby faces that could beat Orton, like Kevin Owens, maybe that's one.
Yeah, maybe. I can't really think of the top of my head of a babyface. I mean, if LA moved on to the main scene.
Yeah, maybe. So that'd be interesting. But, I mean, at least that's a pretty high-profile match, though, for Kofi, and it sort of harkens back to the... I mean, you tweeted about it, the feud that they had in 2009?
2009, yeah. Then NASCAR.
The NASCAR feud.
That was a cool feud, but they dropped the ball with it.
They certainly did. I remember thinking Kofi's a chance at being a WWE champion, and then I don't know, I didn't see him for a while after that.
Orton didn't like working with him, apparently.
Jeez. What a mark.
Stupid.
The Kabuki Warriors defeated the Iconics in the Tag Team Championship match, but via countout. So
Swerve.
The Iconics are still our Tag Team champions. What did you think of this?
Swerve, bro. I just thought it was just gonna be Kabuki Warriors, just gonna put them on him, just something different to do with the titles. It was the 100th day of their reign, and I thought it was gonna be end. No, they said Swerve. Kabuki Warriors gonna win by countout, and maybe you can have next week they win by DQ.
Yeah, I think
just do that old.
They might have like a SummerSlam match where if the Iconics get disqualified or counted out, they lose the titles or something.
Yep, that is 100% where they're going. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter. They said they should defunct these titles.
I mean, they're not.
That's how poorly used they're being.
Yeah.
I don't agree with defunking them. It's just use them better. And I had a discussion with someone. He's like, I should just get rid of him. I said the next challenges are going to be Sonya and Mandy after the Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, that's the only tag team they have. They're heels as well. You're going to face the baby faces. Like, makes a bit of sense.
I would have preferred them have the titles on Raw. There's more time, and put like the tag teams on Raw. And like, I don't know. I'm sure they can reshuffle the roster somehow. Like, there's no time. It's so hard because the Iconics are on SmackDown all the time. Basically, the Kabuki Warriors are there.
They're always at Raw, but never have a match. Yeah. They literally always have like backstage segments on Raw, like that are on WWE.com, but they never have matches. It just makes zero sense.
There's so much opportunity for them to have matches on Raw. There's so much more time. It makes sense.
Exactly.
You can have women's storylines with like the title, but they decide not to. It just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Quick, just to point this out with the Iconics, the greatest interaction over the weekend was the Iconics and Adam Cole on WWE Watch. I keep seeing clips on Twitter of those three together, and it's just my favorite thing ever. Adam Cole.
It's what we need. It's what we need.
Adam Cole getting fed chocolate cake by Billy Kay. It's just, it's so funny. It's so good.
Britt couldn't be too happy.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't think about that. I mean, he's a gorgeous man. He's gonna demand attention from women, I think. So
it's true.
And then the main event, Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. It sort of just ended with like Shane bringing out a bunch of heels just around the ring. Shane I think Owens hit a stunner on Ziggler, went for the cover. Shane pulled him out, and then Owens hit a stunner on Shane, and then just ran out of the building. So I'm guessing Dolph won by countout, I assume.
Or no contest. I hate the stunner. I don't like it. It's stupid. Why would you have... It's so stupid. They're just making him look like Stone Cold on purpose. And it's not even, like, funny. Like, it's not like Kevin Owens had a shit finisher or anything. Pop-up powerbomb, no one does it. There's no one, not a single person. How did he get his first win on the main roster? Pop-up power on fucking John Cena. So I don't know why they're doing the stunner. I think when he first brought it in, he was using it as a setup for the pop-up powerbomb. I don't like it. It's just a clear, remember that Austin McMahon thing? Hint, hint, fucking wink, wink, push you off a cliff. Here's the reminder. I don't like it at all.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's so obvious that it's Austin McMahon. Like, it's literally.
It's just like when they made Kevin Owens fall off the cage against Braun Strowman on the 20th anniversary of the Mankind thing.
Yeah,
like he's doing these weird moments. Just I don't know. It's weird. Make your own moments.
I think it's like I understand why they've given him the stunner is because like you can't really hit a. I mean, you can, but it's hard to hit a pop-up powerbomb on like the outside or anything like that.
Yeah, true.
It's sort of like this quick move you can hit anywhere, but yeah, I'm with you. I don't really know. I still love what they're doing. Owens as a babyface makes.
Oh yeah, I like what they're doing.
The promos he's cutting are great, but yeah, that is what it is, I suppose. So that I don't think we have any other thoughts for Raw and SmackDown. It's been a long podcast as is, so we'll get straight into your news roundup now.
Oh, don't complain because we only do one podcast a week. So
I mean, it's like SummerSlam coming up, you know.
So get our shit in.
Got to get used to this long periods of wrestling.
No, exactly right. So for first piece of news, Jeff Hardy was arrested for public intoxication and impairment. TMZ first reported the story, noting that Hardy had since been released on a bond that was less than $200. Now it's been revealed that it was a $153 ticket, and assuming he doesn't have to fight the ticket in court, the case is closed. But the report was that Jeff Hardy was passed out in a public stairwell and just reeked of alcohol. So, yeah, so it's not great for Jeff Hardy. And I'm assuming they didn't say there was anyone with him. So if he's alive, it's really weird. That's very weird, yeah. So we talk about some Ring of Honor. They're changing up the way they're doing their television tapings. And they're doing this they have announced that they will offer live streaming of the top matches from their TV tapings going forward, noting that Honor Club subscribers will no longer have to wait weeks to watch the biggest matches from the tapings. 6 matches from Manhattan Mayhem will stream live on Honor Club on July 20th. 4 matches will be taped exclusively for Ring of Honor TV episodes starting at 7. Here are some matches that will be streaming live. And we've got Matt Taven versus Jay Lethal, GOD versus the Briscoes, Villain Enterprises versus Lifeblood, the greatest faction of all time. Dragon Lee and Jonathan Gresham, your boy. The Bouncers versus the Soldiers of Savagery and Coast to Coast. Kelly Klein defending her title, and it's important to note that Manhattan Mayhem is taking place at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. So it's cool for Ring of Honor getting a bit of a revamp on their television tapings. So next up we have Will Ospreay. He has a slight neck injury, and he had to miss his last G1 match. But good news, Will Ospreay will be back in time for Night 5 of New Japan's G1 Climax. And he said he was just cleared to return, and welcome back.
There you go. I mean, yeah, you don't want to see Ospreay out, so that's good.
And so he's facing off against Ibushi, I believe. So that'll be an absolute classic. Yeah. So Raw last night, coming off the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, did a 2.45 million viewers, a 4% increase from last week. This isn't a huge increase though, because last week the MLB Home Run Derby was on, and it came off a pay-per-view as well, so the increase wasn't really that significant they were hoping for. But the 3-hour splits were 2.38, 2.50, and 2.48. Personally, I watched this in a unique way. I watched it on Twitch. That's how, yeah. It's just it's easy to watch it on my laptop. So, and the streams don't get banned. Like they get banned occasionally, apparently, but apparently they're pretty lenient with it. So That's my way of watching it going forward.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And if WWE's listening, I didn't actually do that. So next up, Mickie James. She underwent successful ACL surgery. That's cool. It's interesting to note actually. The town hall meeting had the SmackDown had an appearance for every woman except for Mickie James, obviously injured, and Lana, who hasn't been seen since Royal Rumble.
I saw the headline of Superstar out until 2020, and I thought this was going to be like the worst injury of all time. Because in my head, I didn't realize we're 6 months away from 2020.
It's not that long.
It's not that far away. So I was a little surprised, but hopefully she comes back.
Yeah, so every woman really got a look on SmackDown. So next up, PWG announced 2 more entrants to the Battle of Los Angeles, and we have Ray Fenix, the Great Man, and we have Lucky Kid, who, if you don't know Lucky Kid, he actually defeated Walter in a match in March. Really? Yeah, I don't know who he is, but he defeated Walter, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool. Ray Fenix would be great. Jesus, him and PWG would be insane.
They have a pretty good lineup so far, so it's looking to be a must-watch kind of show. So next up, we got some your favorite, not really, MLW news. Savio Vega, he's getting a title shot in 2019 in his MLW debut, and it will be against Alexander Hammerstone. Will be defending the belt against him. Dave Meltzer reported that Vega will be both an agent and a part-time wrestler in MLW, and was recommended highly by Steve Austin. Here's some matches for the upcoming show that's on, called Never Say Never. You have Jacob Fatu defending against Tom Lawler, LA Park against Jimmy Havoc, Davey Boy Smith Jr. against Timothy Thatcher. Teddy Hart is defending his middleweight championship against the greatest man of all time, the Salt of the Earth, MJF. We have Austin Aries having a match, and that's probably the best of the best. Braun Strowman revealed today that he is re-signed with WWE, and he posted on Instagram today that, while I'm sure more than a few of you will like this announcement, here's to 4 more years of being the hardest working and best big man in the whole damn industry, working for the greatest promotion in the world. # I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen, bitch? I'm signing.
Is that one hashtag?
That is one hashtag. It's a great post, and I'm happy. I'm happy for the big man because Strowman turns 36 in September, and so if I put 4 years onto that, brings him to 40, and then he's signing with AEW. And then he made his debut in 2013, and then his main roster debut in 2015. So that's cool. Good for him. So coming off the Sunday Extreme Rules, SmackDown averaged 2.12 million viewers on Tuesday night, which is the highest total since the Superstar Shakeup, April 16th. So that's a pretty good significant. That's up 15% from last week. So that's actually a really good number. Not bad. And per Dave Meltzer, Eric Bischoff was not in Worcester last night. Bischoff has had 0 impact on the tonight's show and was not involved in any creative meetings put together. There you go. There's the scoop.
I'm still interested to see how much of a significant change there's going to be on TV.
I just don't know how. You can tell Raw's different. Yeah. But I don't know what Bischoff truly brings.
I don't know what he can do.
Because I know for a fact he didn't really keep up with the current product. So I don't know what he actually would know what to do.
And also, he's still going to have to answer to Vince. I don't know.
Yeah, end of the day, he's still tied down by that stuff. But oh well. We're going to do the quick YouTube roundup because no one's fucking uploaded any videos, it seems. Up, down, down only has the Battle of the Brands now since the other one finished. Episode 61, Tyler Breeze. We have a new being the Elite. Episode 161 and Backstage at Fight for the Fallen. And really just shows how short time between shows it was because it was almost 2 weeks in a row it was called Backstage at. Yeah. Just wanted to say, older brother. There's another segment in that. Just draw that out. We have another Sheamus Celtic Warrior workout with, obviously Sheamus, I just said, episode 86 with Aiden English, and they did some pretty fucking cool push-ups. Next up, Demandy's Donuts, episode 45. It's at N&J Donuts, and I've noticed they've got a lot of fucking views on their video now. Heaps of people are subscribing. I was on the bandwagon beforehand. Just wanted to say that.
Must be your YouTube roundup. People are getting.
When I started watching, that was like episode 3, and then probably up to like 15, they were getting like maybe 6,000 views. Now they're getting like sometimes on some there's I think 4 videos with 300,000 views. It's blowing up.
Get that Wrestle Hunks rub.
Yeah. So just also coming out of the Sheamus video, I found out Aiden English has a YouTube channel called Wrestling with Whiskey. So it only has like a couple. I think it has 1,000 subscribers. So I don't know if you want anyone to check that out, go ahead. And WWE PC posted a couple of videos. Casey Catanzaro's reaction to Extreme Rules and Josiah Williams interviewing Scott Hall. That was a pretty good one I watched before. So that's it for YouTube roundup. I mean, there's no news. Do you want to do top 5 first, and I finish off what I want to say, or do you want me to keep going?
What do you have to say?
I just want to talk quickly about Evolve.
Yeah. We'll talk about it now. Go for it.
Well, it's just I just want to say it was a really good indie show. It's just nothing huge happened. Heyman's time in the ring was really like magical, being in that arena. Josh Briggs is an absolute prospect. He looks absolutely huge. Matt Riddle versus Drew Gulak was almost probably the match of the weekend. The catch point, as they were called as a tag team there, it was really, really nice. But as Zack Sabre Jr. would say, technical wrestling in the US is like reading Shakespeare to a dog. It's good. It's good shit. Bubba Tunde, he looked strong. He had a bit of a squash. Austin Theory came out looking like $1 million as a two-time champion. Well, he had 2 belts, sorry. And Akira Tozawa and Adam Cole was pretty good too.
I like that. Like I said, I haven't seen much of it, but either they didn't change much, and you could sort of like the production was like still.
I listened to Bully Ray's podcast, and he had the announcer, the commentator, and he said Triple H called them and said, "We just wanted a pure Evolve show." Yeah. That's because I mean, at the end of the day, they're trying to pull the same fan as like Fight for the Fallen, so you kind of wanted to feel as indie as possible. So that's what they went for there.
Yeah, you could tell it was good. It was really good, something different. And also, I mean, you sort of talk about YouTube. I'll just say it again. WWE Watch Along. Just watch from when Adam Cole joined. That's all I have to say. He bickers with the Street Profits.
With Pat McAfee.
With Pat McAfee, it's just great stuff. He's very.
So I'll just put it in here because then I'll let you get into the top 5. I've made it a point to just go out of my way and watch so much wrestling now. So obviously I've just made a whole list of stuff now. I'll just say it to you now. If you want my New Japan account, I've decided I'm going to buy it full time now. I've subscribed to it. Do you still have your subscription at the moment?
Yeah, because I don't want to cancel.
I'll let it run out when you want, and then we'll share the password there, because I was just watching some of the backstage interviews, and I was like, I should just watch the G1. So that's what I did yesterday. I watched the other day. That I missed. It was good. Like, it's just so easy to sit through their shows, like their tag matches, and like I don't feel like I have to pay attention if I don't want to. So just some other stuff I've watched during the week. I watched Ring of Honor. It was a cool tag match, Lethal and the Bouncers versus Taven and the Kingdom. That was pretty cool. Matt Taven's pretty cool. I don't like people shitting on him.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said before, I watched Raw and SmackDown for the first time in years, and I'm going to try and do that all the time as much as I can. I watched MLW for the first time in a while, and it was the Dynasty, which is MJF and his tag partner, against the Hart Foundation in a ladder match. That was pretty cool. MLW is very different. It's so much more. Feels like ECW almost.
I love. I saw on MJF's Instagram story, him and Cody.
The fan.
Him and Cody are going to Mexico, and he put me in the roller coaster. I don't know why that popped me so much.
That's amazing.
I love that he calls him that. That's great.
That's amazing. So I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, but MJF was getting into it with a fan, and a fan tried to jump.
No, I didn't see that.
It was pretty funny. Just doing his heel stuff, and then so that was a good match. 205 Live, Gable and Gallagher was a great match. Then we just watched NXT before at the same time, and I think the match of the show would be in Cruz and Kushida.
Oh, 100%.
Unless you preferred the Matt Riddle match.
No, I thought Cruz and Kushida's match was the best one.
That's a bit racist, mate.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of that.
And I watched NXT UK, and they had the highlight match of that would be Cassius Ohno versus Mark Andrews, the main event. That was a great match. It was really, really good. It went for probably like 15, 20 minutes. It was nice.
Nice little match.
So that was today, obviously, Thursday for us. And then I got there's New Japan tomorrow. And then I'm going to try and catch Impact on Twitch on Saturday at some stage.
So, I mean, that should tell everybody what they need to know. There's so much wrestling on at the moment that there's something for everybody. I'm sure.
I've literally got it as a checklist on my phone. Like to check it off. Like at the moment, I've just got New Japan to watch and Impact.
Okay, this is what I was looking for when we're talking about MJF. He put a photo up, and it's like him. It's in the MLW ladder match that you must have watched. And he's pulling a young lady's hair. Or he's got to buy her hair. And some woman replied, "I like my hair pulled," with the eyes emoji. And MJF said, "I'm going to need you to relax."
Wait, was it the girl in the ring?
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend in MLW.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
I think it's only in MLW. It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah. MJF is a star though.
Money. Absolute money. Alright, well, let's wrap this thing up with some top 5 then. Alright, so my top 5 this week is, I said it to you before, but Brock Lesnar, his best matches ever. So, WWE matches, I guess. He had matches elsewhere, but I've got here number 5 versus CM Punk, SummerSlam 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly solid match, and
Good match.
Big CM Punk fan, so it just
Hey, it's a good match. So this is going to be the best list ever, obviously.
Oh, that's my best one yet for sure. Number 4 is triple threat against Seth Rollins and John Cena at the Royal Rumble 2015.
Oof.
Just remember loving Seth Rollins in this match and just really wanting him to win. So
yeah, that was a good match. It was a good match.
Number 3, AJ Styles at Survivor Series 2017. That's just I don't know. It sort of reminded me that Brock could wrestle and he could have good matches.
Yeah.
Number 2 versus Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series 2018. Just another one. Those two are just.
I loved that match. I thought it was great. The work Daniel did as a heel.
Yeah, he's brilliant. And I love Brock working smaller guys. It's always so much fun. And number 1, I don't think it's ever going to change. It's versus Eddie Guerrero. No Way Out 2003.
Yep, I agree.
Just has that special place for wrestling fans.
You do mean 2004 though, but
2004, shit, yeah.
I am going to dispute this list because WrestleMania 19 and the Iron Man match against Kurt Angle.
Yeah, see, I haven't.
But then again, like it's hard to squeeze them in there.
I haven't seen the Iron Man match in a while.
Yep.
And you like WrestleMania 19 a lot more than I never really watched that as a kid. I think you watched it a lot. So, but it's those were the ones that I sort of had.
Then again, that's the best top 5 you've ever done, and that's hard to squeeze them in there.
I was gonna do 24/7 champions, but I thought I better not.
Fair enough.
So that does it for this week. Before we go, make sure you rate, subscribe, and share the podcast. Find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and all other good podcast services. Make sure you follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestle Hunks Pod. We're trying to get stuff going on there, but getting a bit lazy. But
I'm trying to get my my Twitter going again.
I saw that, which you can follow at Nath Marlowe and also on Instagram. And you can follow me at Evil Brody Price. But I think that's about it for this week, mate.
Did Lance Storm have an off week tweeting?
Yeah, I didn't even think to look at a Lance Storm tweet. There's
Alright,
too much going on.
I'll just give you a bad tweet I saw. I'll just bring it up now. It's just by some random, but is it wrong that I don't give a fuck about Orton versus Kingston, Lesnar versus Rollins, Natalia versus Becky, Ember versus Bailey, or Wyatt versus Balor?
Yes.
Is it wrong that you don't like anything on the show?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like anything, it's the answer would be don't watch.
I thought that was just a travesty.
That's advice to anybody. If you don't like something, just don't consume it. Would be the way to go.
Exactly right.
Words of wisdom as we finish off. So
Exactly right.
until next week, everybody, stay hunky.